Today we'll analyze Toronto FC versus Real Salt Lake City match. Here you can see, starting with the build-up phase, Real Salt Lake was playing with the keeper as an outfield player to provide one extra man at the back, building up, and one extra man advantage up the pitch. So it was the left back who was playing up front and who was helping create 2v1s on the right back of the Toronto FC and helping them progress the ball through the midfield as well. And starting with the formation, they were playing in a 4-2-3-1. Both of the teams were playing in a 4-2-3-1 when the match started, and usually they adapted when the match progressed. In this one, we can see Real Salt Lake was using the width, which was creating problems for the backline of Toronto FC because in the previous matches you have seen Toronto FC having problem with their backline getting stretched wide, defenders getting out of positions to defend. So this is what Real Salt Lake used in this match, but couldn't get an equalizer. You can see Toronto FC also in a 4-2-3-1. Flores and Osorio as the double pivot. Insigne and Corbeanu and Bernardeschi were in a three, and Etienne Jr. was the only man guarding the front. You can see Toronto FC's midfield was really compact. So many players guarding the central region of the pitch that Real Salt Lake had to go wide. In this particular clip, you can see their right back. No, it was the right back. He gives the pass, goes wide. Petretta, who's the man who should be defending the right back because he's the left back, goes out of position, jumps in to defend the ball. He doesn't notice that his man is running out wide, and see, no one is aware that he's making a run. And then he, as the play progresses, Petretta gets back into the position, but he was a bit late. As you can see, there was a through ball in between Roasted and Petretta directly to the right back, and then across. But this was obviously offside, so Toronto FC was safe. But this could have been an easy goal for Real Salt Lake City. Again, you can see compact central region goes over the central zone out wide. See how our defense line is. Left back, Petretta goes to defend. Nobody is guarding that space. I mean, it was okay. I can say it was safe because Real Salt Lake was unable to take advantage of such spaces because there was no man in between the lines or in between the in zone 14 to take the advantage of such a space. You can see multiple times their backline was stretched this way. And for the build up, it was the keeper and the back three and the midfielders Ojeda and Anelli creating a six at the back. And they were trying to lure Toronto FC players into pressing them, but they were in a compact mid block, so they were not pressing them high enough. So they had to go long and wide. You can see he goes wider. You can see the amount of empty space in the middle thirds. All of the players are up top, trying to attack, trying to overload the back line of Toronto FC, and midfielders were trying to build up with the defense line. So you can see the gap and the space, but there's no one to exploit them. Here you can see after the red card, Real Salt Lake turned themselves into 4-4-1, trying to defend. So you can see after the red card, the momentum shift, and you can see Toronto FC was passing the ball really well, and I thought they might find the second one and close the match, but they couldn't. Bernardeschi was having an off game a bit, not good enough. He played against Inter Miami, and you can see after the halftime, I noticed Toronto FC went for the 4-4-2, and sometimes Bernardeschi at the back of Flores tugging in the midfield, creating the 5-3-2. You can see chasing a goal, and Toronto FC was compact. So you can see Salt Lake City only defense line and the midfielders were attacking up top, so there was no one in the central region. You can see only three Toronto FC players. So they always had to go wide because if there's only one midfielder, if he passes to the midfielder, there's chance of him going out of possession. So he safely passes to the wider areas. Again, you can see Thompson was dragged in by the left winger, and I think it was Long who had to jump into the second player, so which created the gap between the center backs. And you can see there's a lot of space, but no sort of like player there to exploit them or create those in behind runs. Again, here they combined, and now you can see there's a lot of space behind it. So he could have gone and scored in. There was only roasted in front of him, but he chose to for a cross, and all the three players missed. Here again, I would say Toronto FC was really bad versus Inter Miami in the last match, trying to build. And here you can see in today's match, they were usually going long. Whenever Johnson got the ball, he went long. But a few times they tried building from the back and they lost possession or they usually lost aerial duels. They were really bad in aerial duels. So yeah, Toronto FC being compact into central region, you can see a five backline with a five players, four, and then only one at the front. So they were only crossing, and crossing, not like crosses. And I noticed one more thing. During the crosses, there were certain players who were waiting zone 14 for a deflection for the second balls to get this shot from the distance. But Johnson was really solid. He did not let any of those go in. And usually the players Eneli, Ojeda, and Diogo, they were usually at the edge of the box in zone 14 for the second balls. Yeah, this one I think is Ojeda takes a shot, Johnson saves. Again, you can see a cross deflection. Ojeda again a cross. I think that was a corner. Here, this time it was an alley, waiting in zone 14 to take the shot, and he misses. Again, you can see wide. Johnson jumps in. This is a really problematic thing that Toronto FC was jumping into the players and not making sure the area behind them is guarded. If any other team could have made an in behind run, you can see the diagonal runs between two men, taking two men with them, creating space, but there was no one. You can see same thing again and again. Both of the teams were making same mistakes, not able to take the advantage. Usually, we could see Real Salt Lake was really good with the ball on the ball and off the ball movements, but I would say Toronto FC was good and disciplined with their compact 4-4-2 and 4-2-3-1 shape throughout the match. They did play, I mean, they did not play up to the mark, but I think they are holding up. They are trying to improve this season. They got their first win at Real Salt Lake and their first win since 2007. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe.